Hello everybody, this is Gregory, Top Trading Signals. Just a recap of the market here. Let's take a look first of all at the S&P. Bringing it up. Not much happening today. As you can see here, the S&P is at 29.39, right where my cursor is in the mouse, 29.39.25. So it's a change of -0.0. There's no change in the day. Nothing's happening. And as you can see, it's very high up. It's trading at 29.39.75 now. And we don't like buying things high. Like if you're buying a car or a house, you don't want to overpay for something because it's going to be hard to sell it after and make a profit. So as a general rule, we don't love buying above the 60-minute 200, which is right here. This black line over here is the 60-minute 200. And as you can see, it's 2908.16. And as you can see, it's trading at 2939.50. So we don't want to buy. It's too high. Now, if we switch over to a daily chart, I just want to make sure everybody sees that. This is the 60-minute 200, this line. Currently, it's at 2908.16, and we're now trading at 2939.50. Too high to buy. Let's bring up a daily on the S&P. On. Now, if you look at a daily chart, you can see how high it is. It's at all-time highs. And another thing we don't like to do is we don't like to buy when the daily's overbought. And as you can see right here where my mouse is, it's at 90.85, 90.55. It keeps changing. So we don't like to buy when it's above 50. That's the midpoint. It starts off at 0. That's oversold. Overbought here is 80. So the midpoint, the midpoint between 0 and 100 is 50. 0 being very oversold, 100 being very overbought. We don't like to buy above 50. So you want to see it below 50. As you can see here, it's where my cursor is at 90.55. So on the daily, it's overbought. That's not good. And if we switch back to the 60-minute, you can see it's where the green number is. That's at 2939.25. That's higher than the 60-minute 200, right where my mouse is at 2908.16. So it's too high on the 60-minute, too high on the daily. So we don't like to buy high things. Everybody on CNBC is talking how great the market is, how it's going to fly to the moon. Valuations are great, companies beating earnings. We don't care about that. Because what could happen is you could buy it, and then all of a sudden it just goes down very quickly. And you're buying at too high a price. Very dangerous. We want to buy low. We don't want to be so conservative, but we don't want to be risk takers either. It's not a good opportunity for us to buy here. Okay, so that's the S&P market, the broader Dow. You read the news on CNBC, they're always talking about tensions and uncertainty, global trade disputes with allies. There's a lot of stuff in the news, and anything could impact this market, and it could come shooting down. It could still go up. We could still miss it. It could still go up. But we want to be risk averse. We got to follow rules. If you don't have a system of rules that you follow, you're dead. It's that simple. You lose your money very quickly. You may be right 1, 2, 3 times, but over 20 times you'll be wrong 12. And that's not good for the pocketbook. Trust me, I've been there, taking chances in the beginning of my career, taking suboptimal trades, and you learn. When your P&L drops, you learn the hard way. So I'm trying to teach you guys to be risk averse. Okay. So we're looking at the next product. Should we take a break for 2 minutes or continue? Continue. Okay, let's continue here. Something I notice, and what I like to do for commodities, is look at a monthly chart. So I'm going to bring up a monthly here. M connotates monthly. NG is for natural gas. See where my cursor is in the top left-hand corner. Now this red line here, everybody could see it, is a 60-month moving average. 60 months is how many years? Well, it's 12 months in a year, but it's 5 years. I like to look at a 5-year moving average, and I like to buy below that average. Again, we like to buy when prices are down. And what I like to look for in commodities is prices below a 60-month period moving average. This red line here, it's the only line in the chart, is a 5-year moving average. And it's below right now. So this catches my attention. Now what I like also is, you remember I said I like to buy below the 50? You see where the 50 is here? Well, that means oversold. And where is it now? 39.52. It's good. Prices are low. It's not above 50. It's right here. See where my cursor is? It's right here at 39.52. Where that blue signal is, 39.50. It's highlighted in blue. 39.52 below 50. Now we just don't buy because it's below 50. We got to have other criterias. Because for example, here, you look here, it was at 38. If you look on August 1st, 2010, where my cursor is, it's also below 50. It's at 38.04. You could see, if you look to the left is where the stochastics is. You see stochastics here? So if you want to see where the stochastic is, you just go on the bar here, and you can see on the left corner in that square box, stochastic is in blue. It's at 38.04, but it goes down. So you can't just buy below 50. You got to have other rules. But that's what catches my eye. My attention now. It's a 297.70. That's a monthly chart. But we want to go more narrow. We want to go to a daily, and we want to go to a weekly. So let's bring up a weekly on natural gas. Let's blow it up. And here you can see we have a big green bar, a big weekly bar right here. And the stochastics, as I mentioned before, you look in that square box on the left, it's at 71.63, which is above 50, but this is an exception to the rule. So when we're looking at the stochastics for natural gas, you know, there's different stochastic levels for a monthly, for a weekly, for a daily. Like here, on the weekly, what is it here? 71.63. Remember, you put the cursor here. You either look down here, you can look down, just here, 71.63. But if you bring up a monthly, the stochastic is 39.79. So the monthly is more important, because I'd rather see something. Because you could have something that looks great to buy in a monthly, but on a weekly, it's a little higher than 50. But I look at the monthly. That's the most important stochastic level. So we're looking at that. So it still looks good. Now let's narrow in onto a daily chart for natural gas. S&P is not doing anything. We could see here it's down 1 point. It's consolidating at a high level, all-time highs, nothing happening. Now let's look at natural gas on a daily. You could see here I have a trend line drawn from the June highs to today. It's a 3-point trend line. It's a channel. And if you can see here, the top of the channel is 299, which is the high of September 20th. See this green bar here? Here, where my cursor goes, here to here. Well, the high of that bar is 299, breaking a 3-point trend line. And remember, on the monthly, bring up the monthly here, we said it looked good because it's below the 50, which we like, 39.79. See that? 39.79. Now let's go to the daily. We all know about trend lines. A break of a trend line is a good signal that something's going to break out. But it's not the only thing you look at. But it's one of the things. Now what else do we look at? We like it, like I said, because it's a good buy, because it's below the 50 on a monthly stochastic. Let's review right here. Let's go over that. Below the 50, 39.79. Point 1. Point 2 is it's below the red line, which again is the 5-year moving average. So we like that also. A lot of things working in our favor. Then we bring up the daily, and we like it because it's going above a trend line here, and the high of that line is the high of this September 20th bar, which is 299.10. So it's at 298 now. This is where it's trading at. So we want to buy it, the high of this bar, at 299.20, just above that high. But why else do we like it? Here's another factor that's working in our favor. See all these crazy lines here that are just different colors? Well, they mean something. Now, see, the red is moving average, the blue is moving average, the purple is moving average, the black is moving average. Now, red for me is always the 50-period moving average. These goes from lowest to highest. So red here, see where my cursor is in the box, is 50. Blue is 100. Purple is 150. And black is 200. Why these moving averages? You may be, well, we all know that 50 and 200 are the big moving averages that anybody looks at. But some funds like to look at averages in between, and what they look at is the 100 and the 150. So if you're ever getting confused, which averages are these? Well, it goes from smallest to largest. Smallest is 50 in the top, largest is the bottom, 200. Again, smallest is 50 on the top, and largest is 200 on the bottom. And here, in between 100 to 150. Be good if my charting software said this was 50, but they don't. I know the red is 50, and the black is 200. Now, why are these important, these crazy little lines? In a nutshell, if short-term prices are rising, again, I repeat, if short-term prices are rising, which is a good sign, it means 50 is above the 200, and that's what we want to see. So remember this, if the 50 is above the 200-period moving average, that is a very good sign. And here, you can see here the red 50 is what? 285.20. You see that? I'm right on it too. That's for the red moving average. 285.20. And what's the 200? It's right below 283.40. So is the 50 above the 200? Yes. That's what you got to know. If the 50 is above the 200, short-term prices are rising. Is 285 above 283? Yes. Is this above this? Yes. You can see, here's the red, black. Not complicated. The red is above the black. So we like this. So are things working in our favor right now? What's happening? We got a 3-point trend line that we're breaking, or that we hope to break. Remember, I want to buy it above this high. What is the high? Let's go slowly here. The high of this bar is 299.10. You could see it right here on the high on this level, but you have to put your cursor here. You put your cursor here, go look at that square box. You could see the high is 299.10. So just above would be 299.20. That's a good sign. What else is a good sign? Is the red above the black? Here it is. The red's 285.20. The black is 283.40. It's not rocket science here, gang. Is the red above the black? Yes. That's another good sign. Let's bring up a monthly chart. Where do we like to buy? Do you like to pay high prices for your car or your house? No, I said low, 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 low. What is low? Low is above the 5-year moving average on a monthly chart. A lot of hedge funds, commodity traders use this, the 5-year moving average, which is 60 months. And this crazy red line here goes here. That's what it is. Is this number here 297.7 below the red line? Yes, you could see the green, which is the price, is below the red. Not rocket science. It's below. We like that. Is it below 50? Is 39 below 50? It is. So we like that. What do we do now? So we decided we're going to buy this. We're not going to buy the SC. The S&P's coming down now, 236.25. Down 3 points now, down 3.5. If you listen to the news, you're saying, oh, earnings are great, this and this, let's buy. Well, if you would have bought here at some point today, you'd be down. If you would have bought here, where my cursor is, 29.45, you'd be down. It's at 29.36.75. You cannot be emotional. You've got to be very pragmatic. And a lot of times being pragmatic is doing less. Less is more. Jesse Liverpool, one of the great traders of our time, said he made his money doing nothing. Okay, a lot of services out there want to tell you to do everything. That's not the way to do it. There's so many opportunities in a day, in a week, and just like in life, there's not many. So doing less is better. So in the S&P, there's nothing. So let's go back to natural gas. And where are we buying? Where is it now at 298? Are we buying now? No. Why? Because it's not at 299.20. So we're going to put a buy. See what my arrow is? Just above this high, which is at 299.10. At 299.20, we're going to buy. And that's what we're going to do for natural gas. We're staying away from the S&P, and we're going to wait for. Now, we may not get a buy in natural gas. It's 3 o'clock right now. The market's closing in 2 hours. Don't want to buy here. It's too early at 298. Want to buy above the line. 3-point trend line here. 1, 2. Just misses the top, but close enough. 3. 50. Red line above the black line. What happens if the red line was below the black line? Would we be buying? No. Remember I said the smaller average has to be above the larger average. 50 above the 200. So we're going to wait. We're putting a buy stop in. Here's the S&P again, the market. Blow it up. 29.36.75. Coming down a bit. Again, gang, where do we want it below? This crazy black line, which is a 60-minute 200. We don't want to buy here. 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 We want to buy below. We just want to start looking at things below. Good prices. So let's be patient. Let's do nothing on the S&P in spite of what our crazy news networks are telling us. The market's going to the moon. And let's just put a buy stop in for natural gas at 299.20. Let's see where it is now in a 60-minute. It's at 298. How do you know it's at 298? Well, it says right here in red, 298. Is it at 299.20? No, it's at 298. Are we buying? No. When do we buy? At 299.20. Okay, that pretty much covers that. So in conclusion, coming towards the end of the week here, not much to do in the market. I mean, what things is everybody talking about in the market? They're talking about the S&P, which I said stay away from until it drops below 2908, which is the 60-minute 200. Oil's going through the moon. Everybody in the news is talking. Let's bring up oil here. Crude oil. It's at 70.82. Do we like it? Yeah, it looks great. But again, it's above this number again. It's above this number. We want to stay away things above this number. What is this crazy line? It's the 60-minute 200 period moving average. Again, it's the 60-minute 200 period moving average. Is it above? Yes. Are we buying? No. We'll start to look at it when it's below. Natural gas. We talked about it. Breaking out of a 3-point trend line. So we're just going to wait. May not hit our buy stop. Now, if 299.20 doesn't hit today, by 4 o'clock, you cancel the orders. It's got to hit today. That's the only thing we're doing. And that about wraps it up, gang. Have a good weekend. And we'll see everybody on Monday.